Happy Saturday, friends. I'm here in snowy Michigan. My name is Stephanie, and this is the Polish Protege. And I am doing a wrap up of January seed starting. Today is the last Saturday in January, so I am going to be going ahead into the basement and doing kind of just an overview of what's going on with the seedlings down there, checking things out. And at the end of that, I will go ahead and come on here, and I've got a couple takeaways for things that I need to do different or things that I need to do to cross or course correct. And I'll let you know what we're going to start for February. All right, let's check the basement out. Morning, friends. I'm downstairs doing a seedling check this morning, and we have been under attack. So I moved my seedlings onto these tables and put this light low because they're starting to get a lot more green. I want to make sure they get good light. And if you look closely, you will see war has been waged on my poor kale seedlings. And my single seed challenge bucket has been totally dumped. The culprit, don't look away from me. Don't look away from me. I know. You and your sister. Where's she? Huh? Look at me in the eyes. Yeah. All right. So the cats like to hang out down here, and this has happened before. They are going to be banned from this room now. There's a door on here. I don't like to close it because it kind of makes airflow a little bit wonky, but dang it. Dang cats. Aside from the crazy cat damage, things are looking okay. As expected, lavender's taking forever. I've got some borage up, the marigolds, chamomile. Got these pincushion, which are new to me this year. Some Canterbury bells are, oh, look, they're little. My hollyhocks are up. I got hollyhocks last year pretty good. This poor, sad kale mix. Oh. So they didn't get all of them. I also have some kale. And I do have a second round of kale going. They did get some broccolis on me. Dang it. But I have plenty of broccoli left. The cabbages, oh, these aren't cabbages, those are Brussels sprouts. That mustard looks fantastic. I've got some chard in the back corner. Those are all doing just fine. That's my celery over there that I have not split, that I'm just going to feed as greens, unless I give it to somebody. Lori, you want some? There's some eucalyptus. Looks like this was a little bit under attack too. Coreopsis, some of those onions. And then I have that artichoke. And over here on my third tray, I finally got these balloon flower, Fiji blue, to start going. They took a long time. Some scabiosa. I do have a couple small columbines started. This is a really interesting thing to me. Look at, I did parsley this year. So I did the single Italian and this 3 curl. The single Italian, I've got one out. I did 4 things. This 3 curl parsley and the Italian giant parsley, all much faster, much more. This single Italian parsley, I might have to look at that seed package. It might not be any good. I've got 2 little baby marjorams, some rosemary going. I do have 1 little mint guy, a couple little mint guys. Tarragon. This Ella campaign has done nothing. I'm pretty sure it needs to go outside. And some cumin over here. And then, oops, bumped my head in a dang light. These are all over here. And then over here, I took things off these lights with the colors on them because my dogs got into those. Ugh. Animals. Over here, I'm just starting to get some stuff out of my flowers I did. Got some calendula popping up. Pacific Beauty, zeolites, and then these are the yellow ones that I saved myself. And let's see. I don't really see too much else coming up over here quite yet, but this was the latest tray, so I should be patient. These are my celery that I did save. Can you believe I have this much celery? Look at that. I had all that celery there. I have all of these celery. They're doing beautifully. Isn't that funny? You never know. You never know from one year gardening to another. Over here, I have got a tray of my other things I started last week. And look, I do have some red Russian kales coming up. Some Tom Thumb lettuce head. Boston Bib. A couple cabbages just broke through. I'm doing my lettuce a little bit earlier than normal because I'm going to feed some to my chickens and the bunny. Up here, I've got those onions. Ooh, they're falling over. They need a haircut. You can just trim those. So I'll just get some scissors and I'll come through and just cut the tops of them all off. And then in here, look, 1, 2 baby geraniums. It's called the Red Tornado Ivy Geranium. And I love that because it was winter. I found that seed in the winter. Oh, let's look up here. These up here are those pansies. And this is my first year doing pansies. Like I said, they're doing okay. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to look like. They can handle a little bit of cold, so they're going to go outside relatively soon. And then over here, I am growing little owls with herbs. So I got chive and basil. Aren't these cute? They're so dang cute. I want to have little cups of herbs. So that's just a little seed update. Looks like I have some work to do today. Gotta give these guys a haircut. And I have to check out the rest of the cat damage. I hope you guys have a good weekend. And I will be back tomorrow. All right, a couple takeaways. One, my animals are evil, right? So the animals have gotten into the basement grow room. Now I like to leave that door open if I can because it helps with airflow. I get no airflow in that room when it's closed up tight in the winter. There is a furnace venting into that room, so it's dry. It's just a very strange climate in this room. Not at all ideal for seed starting. So if I can keep the door open, it helps. But as you saw in my video, the cat's got a hold of my plants. The dog's got a hold of my dirt, and now that's going to be an animal off-limit room. So takeaway number 1, no animals in the grow room. Number 2, because I have to keep that door closed, I am really going to have to rearrange my tables a little bit and maybe bring in a second fan to set up better airflow. It's kind of like a catch-22 in there. If I bring in more fans, my soil dries out more. If my soil dries out more, I have to add more water, which doesn't help my algae problem that I'm having. I'm getting a lot more algae down there this year than I did last year. I'm trying to get a handle on it. I do bottom water most of the time. I'm having a lot of top layer drying out with that fan. To stop it, I have pointed the fan away from my plants, just to a wall, just to try and encourage circulation a little bit more. I'm hoping that that helps. I'm also hoping as the plants get bigger, that problem goes away because they are going to take out most of their soil and things. So I'm hoping that this is going to be okay, but you might be watching a season of failed seed starting. You're not. I'll get some things, but just know algae's a problem, airflow's a problem. I am going to try and do some things different. When you come back next time for my seed starting video next week for my week 5, things might look a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. Key takeaway 3. This is the one that's hurting me the most and that I'm most disappointed, and the one that I don't know what to do with, at least this year. This year I'm out of luck. I have tried 3 different potting mixes for my seeds in the basement. And they all have been awful, to be very honest. None of them are working very good. They all have a lot of bark and twigs and rocks and things in them, which has never ever been a problem for me before. I live in Michigan. The ground is mostly solid. Even this year, when it's been so warm in January, it's still mostly solid. I can't go get soil from somewhere. I have to rely on bagged soil that I bring in. And for me, I have tried 3 different brands and I have found the same problem with all of them. I don't know why. I suspect it has something to do with all the shortages and supply issues. I think the people that are bagging these and selling them are having a hard time getting their stuff. They're using fillers. That's my suspicion. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I know as a gardener that I've tried 3 different brands and had the same problem across the board, and I never had that problem before. So there are some things I could do. I could continue to buy the soil and I could get a sifter and I could sift out all of the bad pieces of chunk and stuff. that would be expensive for me, because if half of this bag is all that kind of stuff, then I would be buying a lot of bags. So if I can make it work enough to get my seeds started and then continue to kind of nurture them, that would be best case scenario. Can I do that? I don't know. I really don't know. For me, the key takeaway to this is to get more control over my seed starting mix. If I want to be self-sufficient, then I shouldn't be relying on a big box store having a quality bag of potting soil for me, right? But potting soil is not something easy to come by. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm still learning, I'm going to go watch gardeners way more experienced than me on YouTube. I'm going to do some research, and I am going to find out how to make my own seed starting mix at home using pure ingredients, perlite, all kinds of things. You can make your own. I didn't think I was there yet. I'm not there yet, really. I am not to the point of making my own seed starting mix and having like this great formula, but circumstances are pushing me there, and I think it's time that I learn how. So my goal for next year is to learn more about creating a good seed starting mix and to get those base ingredients together before, morning Mason, before I hit the growing season in my basement where I'm stuck with whatever I can find at the store. So that's key takeaway number 3. Bad soil mix. Do something about it before next year. Did you sleep good? Mason's getting up, wandering around. All right. And then other than that, I do think everything in the basement is going pretty good. I have seeds up. They look healthy. I am frustrated with the tops drying out and the bottoms being soggy and algae, and I'm frustrated with that. But that's what happens when you are trying to make the best of what you got. So right now, the best of what I got in Michigan is I can't start seeds outside. I do not have a greenhouse this year. I cannot start them up in my main house because the level of seeds that I do is too much. So I'm doing what I can. I have an empty room in the basement. I have grow lights, and I'm gonna do what I can. So we'll continue to keep going and see what that is. For February, things start to pick up a little bit. And what I'm gonna do in February is finish planting all of my herbs and my perennial flowers that I haven't gotten to yet. I'll do another run through right through my seed cabinet and make sure that I've got all those things handled first. And then I'm gonna start peppers. I start peppers in February. This is my first year that, no, I lied. This is my second year that I'm going to be doing it. Before that, I waited till March 1st before I started tomatoes and peppers. But I have found that peppers do take a little bit longer to get started and get established. So last year I started my peppers mid-February here in Michigan, and they were beautiful. They didn't get too big for their pots. They got nice and large. I had them in solo cups by the end of the seed starting season, put them outside. I got peppers way earlier than I ever have, and I had the best pepper year I've ever had. So the next thing we're gonna be getting into, peppers. So February is the month of the pepper. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye.